welcome to today's video. So today it's going to be another big sister topic. This one may be a little interesting for some women, but this is going to be all about your first time, and you can probably fill in the blank after that. So, as many women would tell you, first time is never good. I definitely advise you to be sure that you're ready, but I know that a lot of women are typically not ready whenever they have sex for the first time. And I am one of those. I was 16, and I thought I was in love with this guy, and he basically made it to where sex was something I had to give for him to love me or to be happy with me. Let me tell you, ladies, that ain't it. No. Find a guy that sex is not the only reason he will love you. Don't make my mistake. But, things happen. So, we're going to talk about it. First time is never very fun. There is pain. Ladies, there is pain for most people. So, if you are like me, I had never done anything. Not masturbation, not oral sex, none of that. So my first time was my first time. The farthest I'd ever gotten was a little hands. But there really wasn't anything else other than that. So I had no idea what to expect. And I was in high school. I didn't have anywhere to really go. So it happened in the back seat of my car. Don't do that. Ideally, don't do that for your first time. But also, your first time doesn't need to be rose petals and a hotel bedroom and sexy raunchy shit. Like, it doesn't have to be that. And that's how my mom made it out to be, was that it was supposed to be that. She wanted us to wait until we could do something like in a bed or whatever. And keep in mind, my parents were very open about sex. So I know that's not normal, and some people have other varying degrees of parental involvement in their sex lives, or talk of sex, or anything else. So, do keep that in mind. But, sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm so congested. But, yes, first time, it's going to be painful. For most women, there will be blood. Don't be afraid if you're bleeding a lot. Bring a pad. Bring a change of clothes, because I ended up going through the rest of my day in blood-soaked pants and having to change my underwear because I realized, oh my God, I'm bleeding everywhere. And I thought it was just going to stop. Didn't think anything of it. It did not stop. And I ruined my favorite pair of underwear because of that. That was annoying. But you can expect pain and bleeding, maybe some cramping. And for those of you who are super regular like I was also on birth control, so there's a reason I was regular. You may miss your period. Don't freak out that you're pregnant the very first time. It's normal to skip your period after you've had sex, for the first time anyway. Not every time. For that, it's just kind of your body freaking out. So, don't be freaked if you don't have a period. But, yeah, trying to think of other questions and stuff. Alright, so, recap where we're at right now. Sex will be painful. There will be blood. Some cramping. You can miss your period. But also, one thing that I feel like people don't really address is the fact that whenever you're having sex for the first time, you may not love it. I know I didn't. You may not love it with the same person you're having sex with, or if you have sex with someone else, you may or may not like it more or less. I know for me, my first was horrible. And the next couple times that I'd done it with that guy were also just not fun. Could be a skill issue, lack of skill. We were 16 and he had only had sex with one other person, or in my opinion, it's just your body wants certain things. And size doesn't matter, but it does matter. If it's too small, you really don't feel anything. If he doesn't know how to use it, you're not going to get much from it. If it's too big, it causes too much pain. And while big can be a turn on, it can also cause a lot of pain and become a turn off. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be huge, but you'll find out what you think works for you. Not every position is going to work for you. You could like one position, stick with it for 10 years, and then one day decide, I don't like this, and try something new. Or you may find too much pain in one area than the other. But what I will say is that sex with the right person can be amazing. Sex with the right person makes you feel good, makes you feel loved, makes you feel sexy and beautiful, and all those things that you want to feel. But that doesn't mean there's not going to be pain. I'll give a little TMI here, but I've been with my husband for 5 years, and it still was painful. And, if you're smaller and he's bigger or whatever, you're going to feel different things. I'm a small human. It's still painful. If you are, for whatever reason, bigger, it may not be as painful for you. But also, the more you have sex, the less painful it is. And I'm not saying that to say, go sleep with everybody. I'm saying that as when you're with the right person, the more you're doing it, the more you find out what feels good, what doesn't feel good, and kind of what works for you. So that is all about your first time and sex. You're welcome. All right, just to wrap up this topic of conversation that's a little bit uncomfortable, I just want to say that you're not alone if you don't like it. You're not alone if you're questioning about sex or what it is, if you would like it, if it hurts. Just know that your questions are valid and you're not alone. Lots of other women have problems, have solutions, have experiences. And you just have to know that your experience is going to be completely different than anybody else's. But I hope this video was helpful to all my little sisters out there that I'm big sistering right now. I love you and you will get through this. I know that the first time can be scary, and first relationships and things like that. All of this can be scary, but you got this. Bye!